Gaudapada. So today we are talking about high Advaita, Ashtavakra and Gaudapada. Gaudapada, who wrote the famous commentary on the Mandukya Upanishad, the famous Mandukya Karika. Now there's an interesting little detail which we often fail to notice. The Mandukya Upanishad, as we all know, is about looking at the three states of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, and becoming aware that these three appear and disappear to one consciousness. This one consciousness is independent of and underlying these three states of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. So this one consciousness is called the fourth. Waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and that one consciousness is figuratively called the fourth. So this is the basic idea behind the Mandukya Upanishad. So most of us, we think of the Mandukya Upanishad as the classic text which investigates into the three states of waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. But that's not true actually. Gaudapada, he says in the Mandukya Karika, there are only two states. We normally have only two states, dreaming and sleeping. Deep sleep is sleep, and both waking and dreaming, Gaudapada calls it dreaming. Waking is also a dream is also a dream. Then what is real waking? Real waking is becoming aware that I am that fourth, that consciousness, that underlying shining reality. Why does he call waking and dreaming both dream? He says even the waking state, if you examine it, is very dreamlike. Something is appearing to consciousness and we are involved in that. And that's common to both waking and dreaming. In the waking state, we see things, we hear, smell, taste, touch things, and it comes from an external world in contact with sense organs, and so the consciousness is involved in this. This is waking. In dreaming, the mind generates by itself all kinds of thoughts, all kinds of imaginations, and the consciousness is involved in that. It seems to be engaged with that. That is dreaming. In both cases, consciousness is engaged with appearances. Both are called dream because that which is false appears to consciousness. That's the very definition of a dream. And in deep sleep, the appearances cease. There's a blankness, and that is deep sleep. So for Gaudapada, the waking state is as much of a dream as the dream state. Now usually it's a little difficult to catch because we are so solidly convinced that the waking state is out there and real, and the dreams are in our mind and unreal. But it is at times like this that Advaita Vedanta invites us to take a look at what is happening. Many people are telling me that life has become surreal. Suddenly life around their own lives and the lives of people around them and around the world which is being brought to us by the media, whole world has suddenly become strange and different and dreamlike. So notice, as long as this state lasts, notice how strange life has become, how dreamlike and unexpected and weird life is. And after a few days, because it's the very nature of our human constitution, we adapt. In a few days, this state of lockdown will begin to seem more and more normal. This will become the new normal for some time. And then, when you look back upon the life which disappeared a couple of weeks ago, our normal life of so many years and decades, when you look back upon that, that will seem dreamlike. Big crowds, busy streets, packed subway, under the ground in Manhattan, schools and colleges and lecture halls full of hundreds of thousands of people, the Broadway shows. Was that all real? The restaurants all packed with people in the evening, the sidewalks crowded. Was that all real? It seems so dreamlike. None of that seems to be there now. So the life which we left behind 2 weeks ago, that very soon will seem dreamlike. This seems dreamlike now. When we get adapted to it within a few days or weeks, this will seem real, and the life which we left behind will seem dreamlike. Again, by the grace of God, within a few weeks or months, the old life will slowly come back to us. Things will become normal, so-called normal within quotes. And then this period of the times of the coronavirus, this will seem dreamlike again. That did this really happen? Did the world become so strange and difficult? What I am driving at here is the point that Gaudapada makes. Our so-called waking life is very dreamlike. It's not very different from our experiences of dreams. When we are experiencing it, it seems very real. When it fades away into memory, and then we compare dreams and memories of waking, memories of dreams and memories of waking, they seem very similar to us. But the consciousness to which they are appearing, that consciousness is the reality. What was real was that old life which has changed. Was that real? Is this false? Or is this real? And that was a dream? Gaudapada would say both are appearances. Our common sense approach is, that's also real, this is also real, and then once the things become normalized, we will again quickly forget and go on with our quotidian life, our daily life, and that's how samsara goes on. But Advaita says, pause, stop for a minute and notice how dreamlike these appearances are. These appearances are dreamlike, but that to which these appearances are dreamlike, but that to which these appearances appear, you the consciousness, you are the reality. So this is the first great practice. The noticing, the discernment, the inquiry, which leads us to the realization, I am this infinite ocean of consciousness, not affected by even the greatest changes in external life, in a personal life, and even in internal mental life. All of these storms come and go. I am the infinite blue sky of consciousness. Infinite blue sky, I'm talking poetically, of course. Consciousness is colorless. So this is the first great practice of tremendously useful, most practical. People would say it's theoretical, it is most practical. It gives peace and strength and joy immediately. All the fog of confusion, of anxiety is blown away immediately. What pain, what anxiety, what confusion.